Hey everybody, and welcome back to Sagevivor Season 3 Enchanted Forest. Remember those sniffles that I talked about a couple episodes ago? Yeah, that shit was bronchitis. So, been a little bit slow on editing these, but they're still coming out on time, so don't you worry. This episode, we started getting into some fun stuff. Cult classic here on Sagevivor, the scavenger hunt. Now, to be honest with you, most of the scavenger hunts, like, they did good. Everybody did good, don't get me wrong. Well, mostly good. But one person really outshined everybody else, and that was Miss Zamara, who was on exile during this cycle because we had an uneven amount of people coming into the swap, so one person had to be exiled. It was Zamara this time. Her challenge was on exile. She either needed to not get last place in the scavenger hunt or lose her vote, or get above last place in the scavenger hunt between the other tribes, and she would get an advantage in the game. Now, Miss Zamara did in fact get an advantage in the game, and she had quite a good time doing it. So let's go ahead and show that, and then we'll just get into everybody's confessionals after that. I'm out of breath. I hate bronchitis.
Hello, I am Zamara, and this is my scavenger hunt. Catch you on our adventure.
Welcome to our first destination, the wooden bridge. Ah, berries? Berries on a bush?
Okay, crusty berries, but they're berries on a vine, on a tree, and look at that! Oh no, a bird's nest! A bird's nest! Oh wow, look at this rock. Some might even say it's smooth. Smooth rock. Cold rock. Hey, let's guess what's up next on my list. Wildflowers. There are no flowers in Ontario right now. Outside. None that are wild. Wildflower? Question mark? You decide. I have just made it all the way down the path. A lovely little trail. Super beautiful. And look where we made it. You might not be able to tell because it's completely frozen over, but this is one of the entryways to Lake Ontario. This is the lake.
I'm on another bridge.
We're on the bridge and fallen trees. Yeah. Made it. Now to find the next thing. And also hop over this fence because I jumped in here illegally. Does this count? I'm out of the house. I'm in a pet store. Birds. Just in case I got wild ones too. I know, you're probably wondering, what could there be at the dollar store? Gold coin. Come on. Gold coin. How are they not moving? They're sharks. This calls big boy. Hi, handsome. Hi, handsome. I want to take you home with me. Okay, this one may be stretching it, but not the bow, but the arrows. Bunch of arrows? I think so. Bundle of arrows. That's on gang. That's on gang, fam. Does that sound a little too crazy? We got oh, we also have a turkey with a booty chest. Gobble. am 20, but I don't have the energy to ask and show the ID and all of that. Pull out a bow and arrow. Bow and arrow. Okay. Style points. You have to take pictures with it too. Pine cones. 3. Come on. In case you swing like that, you know? All pine cones matter. Okay, I've got my hot cocoa and liquor, chocolate, and I'm working on my sketch. Please, baby. I don't know, is that pile not big enough? Not a single clue, but I did gather a pile earlier at my house. So if necessary, insert picture here. On another note, I look a little crazy, but I was afraid that with my outings all day, I would not be able to get things done. So I took a quick picture of sunflower seeds and sesame seeds before I left. It was a quick dump photo shoot. I also arranged it into a cute little heart for y'all. So enjoy these photos because I can't take a video of everything, y'all. Hello, I think this will be my last check-in because I do not believe that I can get to a tent or a fire on time, which is very unfortunate, but I will be inserting a TikTok at the end and a photo of the lake that I took today as well, just in case. I've searched far and wide for these. There's 40 minutes left in the challenge, but I caught feathers, multiple authentic real feathers. Very exciting. It's lovely, lovely family. Made stew, and guess what's in it? Go ahead. Green beans. Is that gross? Is that weird? Green beans. Delicious. Thank you for coming along with the scavenger hunt, and I will catch you in the next video. Sayonara, everyone. Good luck. I hope everybody did good. Hello, everyone. I'm back for confessional number 6, and this is Paisley. She's a bit of a nut. You may hear her barking. Confessional 6 for I'm doing it well in 7. AKA the exile. Okay, I was exiled. It was crazy. The challenge was to go out and do a scavenger hunt. I loved it. Honestly, I had so much fun. I saw that it was a scavenger hunt. I didn't sleep. I stayed up and planned exactly where I was gonna go for the things that I knew where they were. I single-handedly tied with first place on my own in exile. Okay, I did get what do you call it, an advantage. I think that I'm not gonna tell anyone. I think that I'm going to say because I tied with first place, I was just left as it was. I don't know. I'm just confident with whatever. I did pretty good in the challenge. I really did enjoy it, and I was in exile. I was shunned. So I was hidden from the world. I couldn't message anyone. I couldn't talk to anyone for 2 days. Casper got voted out. Casper got voted out while I was in exile, and I heard from Vintage when I talked to him that Danny was the one who kind of made that happen. So I'm sad because I really liked Casper. Look at real tears. You will be missed. I really liked Casper, and yeah, I'm just sad. And I'm a little bit resentful towards Danny, because like, what the heck? Yeah, confessional number 6, sweet and short. I don't really have much else to say other than I really enjoyed the challenge. I tied first on my own, and I got an advantage. Anyways, that's all for confessional 6. And I will catch you all on confessional 7. Hopefully all good news. Hopefully. See you in the future.
Hey again. So, It's honestly getting kind of annoying because why can I not win these challenges? But it's fine though because I've been safe for every single tribe. This is probably the hardest vote though, just for the fact that I really can't get these votes because most of the time I can get the votes easily. I mean, the killer vote, the Blaze vote, Blaze wasn't even here half the time, so what the hell? The killer vote, I got Zamara and Cyan because like it was kind of easy. And then the night vote, I mean, I didn't come up with the plan, but I was going to. And then I already had the numbers from my OG tribe, like the first tribe. This vote, however, there's people wanting Cyan out and Jamal out. I want Jamal out, and we had the numbers, but Jordy doesn't want to vote Cyan, or doesn't want to vote Jamal. Jordy wants to vote Cyan, which the 6 original Green Tribe members were all still in the game, and we're the only tribe that's all in the game. But if we make merge, all 6 of us, we're gonna be huge threats, and we need numbers, and Jamal is not that number. So I don't know why Jordy doesn't just want to vote Jamal out, because it's like he's not doing anything for us. He's gonna vote us out eventually. Cyan has no sway in the game. He's loyal to me, which is loyal to the Green Tribe, because I saved its ass like 2 tribals in a row. And it'll weaken the Blue Tribe, which is honestly our biggest competitor, because the Orange Tribe has Vintage and Pixel. Vintage is my connected duo, and Pixel is friends with Vintage, so that like is already on our side. Hopefully Jamal does get out though. It is smarter, because then I'll have like everyone in the game who I have some sort of connection with, so I'm pretty sure I'm safe for a majority more tribals. It's gonna like Danny's gonna feel betrayed. I know he is. But that's the game. And if you can't overcome that, you're gonna get voted out next. Trust. I am here to play a game for myself, and I'm going to put myself before Danny. If Danny gets hurt, then he can easily get voted off, and I'm gonna be okay with it. But yeah, that's kind of it. Hopefully I win the next challenge, because I'm tired of tribal. I cannot come back here. But yeah.
Hello, Sagevivor viewers. It is Mia. Went to go and grab some groceries and all that. Not really groceries. I went to our like campus store and I got some cookies and whatnot because I was feeling it. Three games of League lost in a row. Just a normal day. So thoughts recently. I'm officially now the only person in the game who has not gone to tribal. So this is the second time that's happened actually to me. So that's cool. Then on the other side, on the flip side, I'll show you guys the view in a second. On the flip side, it means that I don't have a lot of stuff to tell the jury. So I'm also using that to tell everybody, I'm not a big threat. I don't have anything for the jury. Just going along with what other people are saying and learning intel as I can and making relationships and whatnot. So that's cool. And yeah. And I'm pretty close with Danny still, but something was said to me recently regarding a certain situation that makes me think that maybe Danny isn't as, maybe not as close with me as I thought. Either way though, I've still got a good thing going. So I'm just gonna play it by ear, play it pretty safe. Hope people are telling me the truth, tell them the truth, Just keeping a low head for the moment. Overall. Anyways, let me show you the thing. Let me see if I can show you that. I don't know if the camera flips on this. I'll just flip it. So, cool deal. Anyways, I'm gonna head back to the room. We've got about an hour until the swap, I think. Or until the merge. Either one, whatever's gonna happen. And hopefully it goes well. I also think it's really funny, I didn't really get to participate on this scavenger hunt. I did like one thing, because we have like trees and whatnot around here, but it's still a college town, so it's like I can't really find a ton of the stuff. But yeah, cool deal.
Alright, back again for another confessional. Today's confessional is not going to be super exciting. We won immunity, which is great. But you know, I already had a alliance going in case we lost. The 3 M's plus V, which is me, Mason, Maya, and Vintage. We're pretty strong. Vibes are great amongst those 4. The other 2 are on my kill list. But yeah, no, we won. It's pretty good. Zamara might get an advantage from being exiled, as Vintage pointed out. Killer had the opportunity to get one before leaving, but they failed, lost their vote. So sounds like either Zamara lost their vote, which is unlikely because they placed second, tied for first rather, got nothing because it was a tie, or has an advantage because they technically did get first. So that's definitely going to be something to take into consideration. I'm also not scared about the vote on the other side. Danny should be fine. He's well insulated with all those players, so we should make it out unless they somehow catch wind of that and I'll coordinate a vote against them, but I highly doubt it considering Science won the vote. They seem relatively inactive. They seem a little bit more into it recently, but I don't know. I still don't like being able to coordinate with someone who's away half the time and hasn't responded to my messages, but that could just be from my perspective, so fair enough. Yeah, merge might be after this vote out. It could be the next one, but then after that, like, it has to fucking happen. Like, it's not gonna go into single digits without a merge, so looking forward to that. I think I'm well insulated. I should be fine for the first merge boot, and from then on, it's kind of just cake if me, Danny, Mason stick together as a core, and then on the outside core of that, we keep Maya and Vintage. That could be a solid fucking 5 with Ethan too. I almost forgot about Ethan. It's been so long since we've been on trap together, but if that 6 can genuinely run the game from here on out until, of course, top 6 or 7ish, because of course you can't ride all the way to 6 because someone's gonna be in the bottom of that 6, and it sure as fuck ain't me. It ain't Danny, and I don't think it's Mason, so we need to be on our toes for that vote, but otherwise, I think we have a path to the end, honestly. It's almost too easy.
Okay, we need to have a little talk, Sagevivor. So, Danny, okay, so on this tribe we have me, Ethan, Casper, we're a trio, practically, like, from our OG tribe, which is really weird, because this twist should get rid of OG tribes, but for some reason, that OG tribe, is actually pretty strong. Like, it's kind of shocking to me, but it gives me a really strong footing in the game, which I like, so I'm not going to complain. However, I've never really felt secure in that, mainly because I don't own any advantages. And I know that some of them do, at least some of them do. I know Mia has at least 1, Ethan has at least 1, probably 2, if we're being honest, and actually 3, because I think he has an auction advantage, he has something from the journey, and potentially something from... Yeah, that's something he got from the hotel, going back in the hotel. So he potentially has a lot. So it's just a really bad spot. It's actually a really good spot that I'm in, but it's a really tricky spot because there's a lot of landmines around me right now, and I have to step carefully because I don't want to blow up my game. But I do think the way I envision this game at the moment is it's like racing through a minefield. The person at the front is the one who is testing out all of the new ground and has to be careful, and everyone behind them is just following in the steps, but it's a race to the finish line. So you need to be first, but it's a more dangerous path, walking down that line. And I feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm at the front of this group. I feel like I'm in a really, really strong long-term spot, but that I can easily blow up my game by making a wrong move. And that's why this tribal is so scary. So we have me, Ethan, and Casper. And technically we also have Cyan, because Cyan and Casper seem to be tight. Like Cyan's probably is a little loyal to Casper from saving him all these times. Which is kind of a problem because I have no relationship with Cyan. That's one thing. Two, Jamal and Danny are here, and they're really close. But I'm really close. I would say I'm in with them too, especially if I can save Jamal here, and he can know it was me and all this stuff. Then and obviously I'm already duoed with Danny. Like, they are really strong allies for me, I think. Like, more so than anyone else from my OG tribe. They're with me above all of them. Which is really good for me, for my longevity, to have that kind of agency and like those different pies that my hands can be in. So I need to so ideally I cannot throw that away. Like I don't want. That's why I told Danny, like, as much as I do actually think taking Jamal out is good for my game, I can't burn Danny, because that isolates me from literally everyone but my OG tribe. Whereas having Danny gives me all of this information that I wouldn't have normally, because he's with just such a completely different group than I am. And so he's just so invaluable to my game, which fucking sucks because he's like a blood-sucking vampire. But I need him in the game, and I hate that I need him in the game, but I do. So I just have to play this weird like game where I'm like his toxic. We're almost like in a toxic marriage, which is like, weird because I'm not trying to make it like, I'm not trying to make that kind of innuendo or whatever, but like that's just like kind of how it feels, because we're like bound in the game, and like I've managed to charm Danny into being such a strong ally for me, on top of our duo-ness, like from the partner. Like, obviously not every duo has what me and Danny have, and I believe that was me. I believe I charmed Danny into this, into wanting me to go as far with him as possible. Obviously he wants it to be on his terms, so that way he can beat me in the end, and that's not going to happen. I probably will be turning on him sooner than I promised him, which is fair because he neglected to share info with me, so I feel perfectly within my rights to break my promise and blindside him like at Final 7 or 6 or whatever. But anyway, that's besides the point. I just am so reliant on Danny for information and protection from certain people that, and like as a way to ally with certain people, I have to do it via Danny a lot of the times, and there's not really a viable way around that right now. I'll find a way around it eventually, but as of right now, I can't. And so I can't jeopardize that relationship. So I told Danny that Ethan and Casper wanted to go for Jamal. I was hoping, honestly, actually, that we could get Jamal out, and I could just tell Danny could vote me and pretend to be surprised, and we still get our advantage, and me and Danny keep our relationship, and I take Jamal out. I feel like that was a really good plan for me. And then, of course, Danny reveals that he actually has an idol, and he wants to use it on Jamal. And so, oh God, I mean, if he's lying, he's dead to me, and that's the thing. And I think he knows that, and I think he knows that he needs me, because of the amount of advantages Vintage has and that Ethan has, and like all of this shit that kind of implies that like he knows that he needs someone like me in the game. Especially because I think I've done a good job at hiding how sneaky I am. Anyway, so yeah, so now Danny's allegedly using an idol on Jamal, and unfortunately I have no reason to call his bluff. I have no basis to call his bluff. I think he would, like, I have to operate under the assumption that he will, because if I vote Jamal and he does pull an idol, and I've lied to them and tried to blindside Jamal and it didn't work, and Casper goes anyway, or even worse, like I go into the tie because Danny has to vote me here. Like I just have to vote Casper at this point. But or Cyan. I have to vote Casper or Cyan at this point. I can't vote Jamal. And so now I'm in this weird situation where Casper really wants Jamal out, but doesn't know that Danny has this idol and is going to use it on Jamal. And so I could tell Danny and Ethan, or sorry, I could tell Ethan and Casper, hey, Danny told me he has this idol, and that it's like losing its power the longer he can't use it. So he's just going to use it here because he likes Jamal and wants to keep him safe. And it was like, and I can use that to get them onto Cyan, flush Danny's idol, because just as a little punishment for not telling me about it, you know, and then I can, and then we take Cyan out. I can keep Casper. Casper will have voted Danny, Danny will have voted Casper, or will have tried to take Casper out. Will have tried to take Casper out, and then I can use that to kind of protect Ethan, because I have this, I don't know why, I can just feel it that Jamal's gonna vote Ethan, and that this is just gonna turn into an Ethan vote, like an idol out of Ethan and not Casper. And I don't know why I feel that way, but I just can sense it. And that's not, I just think, and I really hope it isn't, because I think Danny is genuinely so stupid if he lets that happen, because he needs to stop Vintage, and the only way to stop Vintage is with Ethan's help in the game. That's like the best way to do that. So I don't think you can take Ethan out until Vintage's idol is at least gone. Once Vintage's idol is gone, then Ethan can go. And I believe in that, you know. So that's whatever. It's not that I want Vintage out. I just want his idol out. You know, I need to get all of these advantages to flush the other advantages, if that makes sense. Have the advantages take shots at each other, so that way I can not get fucking Sareed out of the game. And then so that's option one, is I can tell Ethan and Casper what Danny's gonna do, and we can save Casper and take out take out Cyan, which was useless and whatever. And the problem is, of course, that would hurt my relationship with Danny and all this, and as well, I don't know, but that does seem like the most neutral option. That seems like the option that I keep as many of my options as open as possible. Obviously, Danny won't like it, but I honestly think that like in terms of what's options open, that keeps the most for me. The thing is, though, is that Danny is more useful for my game than Casper is. As you know, like having and especially like having Danny be as quiet as he is with me at this current moment versus how he will be after I do this, if I do this. Like, you know, obviously because he's not going to trust me as much. That loss of trust, I genuinely think is a larger loss for my game than anything I can gain by keeping Casper in the game. Like, I don't think Casper is that good to my game, as much as the amount of trust Danny has in with me, and like all the work I've put into Danny. So it's just really fucking uncomfortable, because it's like I've invested so much of my game into Danny, and it is working out for me, but it's all about timing of when I want to cut myself away from Danny and be like, okay, it's time to start like not relying on you so much. Like this is really early to do that, and that's like my problem with trying to take out Cyan. That's my, you know, and it's Cyan. It's like Cyan is not a threat to my game. Like I'm not really doing anything for myself like that. With that, like all I'm doing is saving Casper, really, and I don't think Casper is that monumental to my game as much as I think I know how to work with this situation where Danny and I have this relationship. I know how to use that, and I know what to do with it and all that. I don't really know what to do with this OG Tribe Strong thing, if that's my primary weapon, you know? Anyway, so yeah, I think I am leaning towards idling out Casper here. I do think I'm going to tell Ethan, at least towards the end. I know he won't like it. Like I know in his eyes he would be like, let's just take out Cyan. Um, and that's the thing is I just because because Ethan won't get it. Ethan will not understand. He'll be like, we could have just. He's like, why not just take out Cyan? He doesn't understand the position I'm in with Danny, I think. And if I explained that to him, I think it would just ring alarm bells in his head. He'd be like, oh, Jordan's with Danny. Like, he's not with me. I can't trust him. And that's bad. I need Ethan to trust me. Like, the only way I can think of to keep Ethan with me is to lie after the fact and be like, oh, I didn't really know. This advantage was like a fate advantage, and Danny got it because I locked in a self vote and all this. And it's a way to even blow even more smoke of me and Danny and be like, oh, Danny manipulated me and lied about this. And like that's the thing, it gives even more power to Danny, and also increases his target a little bit, which I'm not too super mad at, but like honestly I think I would explain it to Ethan, and I would like make Ethan promise me. But yeah, it's just I can figure that out later, but I do think that is the best move for my game, which just sucks because it's the best move for Danny, and I'm kind of pissed at him right now. But like I said, I just can't. I am not in a position, I think, to punish Danny here. That just because there's so many moving parts in like Mason and Matt and Jamal and Mia and Ethan and Mason's a potential, like, you know, apparently Ethan and Mason share an amulet, and I like all of this shit that I just like that I'm just so fucking done with. like you know, all of these things, like my relationship with Danny gives stability to the dynamics in the game a little bit, and like predictability and an info line that I know I can have, and like all this shit that like is just really valuable. As much as I hate that Danny is getting his way, at the expense of my game, like, and like and at the expense of a number for me, it's long term the best way to ensure that we don't get a vintage win. Because like a Mason win. Like I really need to I need to get close to the devil to kill him, if that makes sense. Anyway.
So we just did the scavenger hunt challenge, which is one that I'd really love to do. I was expecting the score to be a lot closer than it was, but we blew the other team away, which is awesome because we could avoid tribal. I didn't want to have to go to tribal, so I can go on to the next round. And I'm happy that I'm actually doing a lot better this season than I did last season, and hopefully I can make it to merge this season.
Okay, so just to recap what's all happened today, our tribe lost, not surprised. Basically nobody even submitted any things. I think me, Casper, and I think Jamal did like one single item. We're the only people to even do anything for the challenge, so like rest in pieces for that challenge. The vote, me and Casper both want Jamal to go. The easy part is to get Cyan to help us with this. Cyan will literally do whatever the fuck you want. All you have to do is ask him. He's like the biggest pawn in this game. The hard part though about this vote is getting Jordy to have Jordy vote with us. Jordy right now is very on the fence about wanting to do a vote against Jamal because Jordy thinks Jamal's gonna be a good shield. I'm like, anybody could be a good shield, let's be real. I think Vintage is the biggest. He's gonna be the biggest person where he's gonna win outcome merge if he makes it that far. So like basically we're just telling Jordy like, oh, we have the numbers. Our six OG members are literally still in the game. Come merge, let's say merge happens at 10 or even at 12, we literally have majority already. Like, we'll be fine. So my original plan for this tribal was to get out Danny, but since he's actually safe because he like got the safety at first tribal you attend from the very first challenge, and this is his very first tribal, he's safe this round, so I guess now the next best option is Jamal, which is fine with me. The thing is though, we can't tell Danny that the vote is Jamal because I guess Danny and Jamal are like super tight, so we can't be telling Danny that, so hopefully we can just include Jordy, me, and Cyan, so it's a 4v2 vote. I also just found out that Casper and Vintage are fate partners. I told Casper that me and Pixel were partners, and I also told Jordy that me and Pixel were also partners, because I'm pretty sure Jordy was worried that we weren't going to have numbers on our tribe come merge, so that's why I told Jordy that me and Pixel were fate partners, so that Jordy would feel more comfortable with like getting to merge and with the numbers on our side. Fuck me, I just got the worst news ever. So apparently Danny has an idol that can block 3 votes and he's gonna play it on Jamal. The fuck? What the fuck is that? If that's what Jordy just told me about. And I'm like, what? It's like, now what Jordy's saying that we need to either get rid of Casper or Cyan. And I'm like, first of all, an idol that blocks only 3 votes? That's like, and it expires at merge? That's what she told me? That's what Jordy told me? That's what, yeah, sorry. Yeah, Jordy told me. What? This is like the I don't even know. It's like, do I believe it? Or do I... No. And I'm, God, so much shit is happening. Like, I guess Danny is voting for Jordy because they made a deal, something like that. And then Jamal is voting for Casper. And that means that Casper and Cyan are voting for Jamal. And then there's me and Jordy who are like trying to figure out what to do. And I'm suggesting we vote for Cyan so that if there isn't an idol, it ties between Cyan and Jamal. We vote Jamal out. Otherwise, if the idol is real, that means Cyan goes home with 2 votes. I swear to God, if Jordy is lying to me here, I will be fuming and Jordy will be cut out of my life after this if Jordy is lying to me. I really didn't want to have to vote for Cyan. Really wanted Jamal out. Jamal or Danny, but of course now they're both safe, supposedly. And it's like, I can't even like use any of my advantages to help save either of, I can't save both Casper and Cyan, because the only people left then would be me and Jordy, and to be honest, this is rough. I'm just hoping that Jordy is not lying to me, and I'm really hoping Cyan goes home. Gosh, this is the first tribal where I actually don't feel in control. Like, every tribal I've been to, I feel like I was the one really making the decisions and everything. And then Danny being safe this tribal, and then really fucked everything up. Really and honestly fucked everything up, Danny being safe this tribal. If Jordy's lying to me and somehow I get voted out, I'm gonna be fuming. I'm gonna unleash a plethora of words at everybody at Tribal Council. It's gonna be insane.
Alright, so there isn't really a whole lot to talk about, to be honest, because we're not at Tribal, and not a whole lot of game talk has been happening. But I don't know, I feel pretty good with, like, if we did go to Tribal, it probably would have been, definitely would have been Pixel or Brandon going. And honestly, both of them are so dry that I would not have cared which one of them two went. They barely even talk to me, and I barely even talk to them because of that. I try to, but they just don't really try and return. That's okay. I don't know. I'll find allies elsewhere, I guess, you know. But I feel pretty good with, obviously, Matt. Definitely feel good with Matt. And then Vintage, I'm starting to feel pretty good with, especially after he gave me that idol piece. And he's been, you know, he spilled with that alliance with Danny and how they were wanting to target Matt. I talked to Matt about that though, and it's all gravy. It's all good, because he said that Danny actually ended up talking to him a little bit about it already. So that's good. That actually, he said Danny and Vintage both told him about it. So that actually, you know, I feel like that solidifies my trust in them two, Danny and Vintage. But yeah, I mean, other than that, there isn't a whole lot that I can think about. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Cool.
Ignore my hair. I woke up 30 minutes ago, so it's a mess. But I felt like breaking down what's gonna happen this vote if things go to plan, because a lot has changed. I'm obviously voting Jordy because I have to. But then about 10:30, maybe, Jordy came to me and said that Ethan and Casper, specifically Casper, were gunning for Jamal. And I was like, the part that unnerved me was that the reason they were coming after him is because they thought he was close to me, which is scary. But I mean, me and Jamal aren't that close anymore. But if they wouldn't believe that, that's fine by me. But I heard that, I was like, because Casper has been saying all game that I'm his favorite, I'm his number one, and so that's fun when he's a big old liar. So I was thinking, I'm voting Jordy. Those three are likely voting Jamal. And so then I have that decaying idol, and I wasn't gonna play it on Jamal because Jamal's expendable. But me and Jordy got to talking. I told him about the idol because I've been meaning to. He deserved to know about it. With how much he's told me, he deserved to know. And so I told him about it, and we were talking, and we decided that, you know, getting Casper out now is probably a good move. Like, I'm not gonna claim it as my move, but he couldn't claim it as his move. We kind of decided together. So the plan is to not tell Jamal anything because of how jumpy he is. And then about 5 o'clock or whatever, like a few hours before tribal, go into the alliance and stage it to where Jordy comes in like, oh no, you're trying to blindside Jamal and I can't fix it. I'll be like, Wapow, here's the idol. Let's get Casper out because Casper's the one that's throwing your name and Casper's the one that's trying to blindside you. And so Jamal will be like, oh, okay. And Jordy and Jamal vote Casper and he goes home 0-1. Will it work? Who knows? This is Survivor. You can never predict things. But that is the plan. And, yeah. This will definitely hurt my relationship with Ethan, of course, but it'll bolster my relationship with Jamal, which is good. Hopefully he becomes sort of like, surely he'll be if he's a good human being, he'll be indebted to me for this. Because, like, I'm playing my idol to save him. We'll see, though. He could just be the same paranoid self that does his own thing. But hopefully this fixes our relationship a bit. Also gets out a threat and a scrambler and somebody who wants me out. So, all in all, it's a win-win. Hopefully I get the beware advantage. It's something good. If it ends up being like an extra vote or a steal a vote, I'm gonna be like severely confuzzled. Anyways, that's just a quick breakdown of what me and Jordy talked about last night and the beginning of the VC. The rest of the VC was just, me and him goofing around because we were friends. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to explain everything. It's easier like this than in messages. So yeah. Peace.
So yeah, lots of tea in this episode, lots and lots of tea. The tribal itself was super, super fun. Danny ended up playing his decaying idol, splitting the 3 votes that he was blocking, 2 on Jamal, 1 on Jordy, so that blocked 3 of the votes. So there was only 3 votes that counted this tribal council. 2 of them were for Casper, 1 was for Cyan. So Casper, sayonara, bucko. Casper was super fun. I actually really enjoyed Casper more as a spec than I did as a player this season. Shout out to Casper. But super, super fun and good to have in the community. So, bummer to see him go here. But we will continue. And just to let you guys in on a little secret, we only have 1 more vote till merge. 1 vote. I'll see you then.